Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FB304, it's the Tier 6 British SPG, otherwise known as a BERT. And this one is on the south spawn of Ruinberg, and it's under the name of bolttanker, that's the commander. But I'm afraid he's about to get involved in trolling. Yep, I'm afraid there's a few trolls on his team. Now, there's no sound to the engines, as usual. Wargaming has screwed up somehow. And we don't understand exactly why it's happened, but it has. Well, we're staying in third person because if you notice over a short distance away, there's a Lorraine 40 ton, a Super Chaffee, a Striv 74 and a VK3001P. Well, the Lorraine has just loaded into the game and he's pulled away, but the VK, he's being trolled by the Striv 74 and the Super Chaffee. One of them gets behind him and one of them gets behind him. In front of him and behind him rather. And they're blocking him from actually moving away. As much as he tries to move away, he's stuck. And, well, you can see that bolttanker actually spots this and realises what's going on. He knows this is trolling. I don't think that actually helped. In fact, I think that actually hindered because it meant the bolttanker actually broke the rules by firing into them. Ideally, you shouldn't actually fire any rounds at your own teammates during any game, because not only does it stop you from actually ending up with a high caliber, but it actually just antagonises other people. Just yesterday, I fired a round at the camp to get rid of the camp right at the start of the game, and somebody thought I was firing at them. When I wasn't, I completely missed them, no problem about that, just destroyed the camp. And I was only doing it to destroy the camp so it couldn't be used as a hiding place by the enemy. But it just goes to show that sometimes you can get, people can misidentify what you're up to. Well, the pair of them, are now trolling bolttanker instead of the VK, who's actually finally able to get away and start playing the game. And both of them ram bolttanker together. It's obvious that these two are playing in a platoon, and we can see that they're actually, you see their tank list, they're not actually, they are showing as a platoon, they're platoon number 1. So they've entered in the battle together, and the sole purpose is to annoy other players, to disrupt the games and effectively spoil them for other people. Well, bolttanker's managed to break away from them because he's actually in one of the fastest Artys in the game. In fact, it is the fastest Arty, 72 kilometers an hour, and we just brake checked the Super Chaffee, who's promptly shot him in the rear. That doesn't do any damage. Back when there was team damage in the game, shooting somebody in the rear would actually have a real-time effect. In fact, you would turn blue if you've got enough team damage done. Well, this pair have now pushed bolttanker into that little corner, and whilst he can't be flipped over in there, that's very difficult to flip a BERT now because they are so wide and so heavy, he could be stopped in there and stuck for the rest of the game. Well, now they're trying to push into him, and well, they might have been able to flip him over, I suppose, if one of them managed to get underneath him and shove him up against the wall. But no, instead what they're doing, and I'll take the mini-map away, you can see they're just constantly shoving him about. And, well, it's not helping the game at all. But the rest of the team seems to be doing quite well without these three because, well, we're winning by 3 tanks at the moment. You can see there, they managed to push up the front end of the BERT because it's so heavy nowadays, since Wargaming nerfed it, that they can't flip it over. And so despite the Super Chaffee ramming it again and again and again, it's not getting them anywhere. And bolttanker takes the opportunity to get away from them. Now, as I said, this is the fastest Arty in the game, so he can easily outdrive these and he can outpace the Super Chaffee, who's falling behind him bit by bit. You see that? So he just can't keep up. But unfortunately, he's headed straight towards the enemy, and well, when you're headed straight towards the enemy, chances are the enemy's going to see you and they're going to shoot you. And he just got hit by an M44 who's directly in front of him. He slowed down a bit and gets taken out by P43-2, who's between those houses but unspotted. So that's the end of Bolt Tanker's game. Kind of ruined by that pair of trolls. But the trolls haven't stopped there, despite the fact that Bolt Tanker's wreck is now being used for to provide a hiding place. If we pop over here, we can see there's the VK3001P that we saw earlier in the game. And guess who's appeared behind him? Yes, it's the Super Chaffee. And he's now trying to troll him again. And his friend in the Striv 74 is going to turn up very shortly. Striv went into that little cubby hole down there, but he'll come out of there very shortly and come up to this end to start trolling the VK again. And the Super Chaffee's ramming himself up against the VK like he's desperately trying to, yes, have sexual congress with him. It's not helping at all. The problem is that, yes, he's way too heavy for the Super Chaffee to push about. So despite the fact that he's constantly ramming backwards and forwards, it's not getting anywhere. Well, the Super Chaffee stopped to take a shot at the enemy there, which is a surprise. And Striv, where is he? Hasn't turned up yet, but Super Chaffee is carrying on his own, just trying to ruin the game. Stops to take a shot at the enemy. Oh, here's the Striv! The Striv's turned up and now he's shooting at the VK. Well, it's obvious that this pair is desperately trying to intervene and ruin the game for the VK. So he's gone into this little area here and they're now shooting at the enemy. And they're using the VK as a shield. Well, the VK is losing enough hit points to the enemy. He's decided to get into cover. And so he goes through this area here and then stops and turns around. And he's so heavy that the Chaffee can't do anything about that. Kind of been shoved out. The Super Chaffee tries to get round the other side to get at him. But he can't because he can't get through that gap. He's too wide. And the VK, well, he's now moving and being pursued. There's only one enemy left. It's the Caro P88, and well, they're far enough away that this threesome are not going to be able to do anything about it. And there you go. There's the end of the game. The trolls and their victim. Okay, let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, here's the end of battle results, and well, it wasn't a very good game for Bolt Tanker because of course he didn't get any damage on the enemy whatsoever, but at least we did discover two trolls and we were able to identify them. Well, you can see he didn't get any damage at all for Bolt Tanker, 0 damage, 0 kills and 247 XP for turning up, but both of the trolls managed to get 0 as well. No damage, no kills for either of those, and XP for just turning up. Now let's look at these people one by one. Wotever of the ACDC clan in the Super Chaffee, and the other one is ACDC2011, also in the ACDC clan in Striv 74. Now you might be surprised, but yes, I'm afraid these people are the executive officer and the clan commander of ACDC clan on the EU server. Yep, I'm afraid it's that bad. So Wargaming, are you going to remove this clan? You ought to. These people are trolls. They've been identified acting as trolls. Therefore this clan is basically a troll clan. And everyone in this clan should be immediately identified in every battle so that you can avoid them, because these people are out to do no good. They're breaking Wargaming rules and they don't give a damn. So I think you ought to both disqualify both these players and suspend them, or suspend them actually, just take them out of the game altogether, throw them out of the game, because if they're acting as trolls, when they're a commander and an executive officer of a clan. They have no right to be in the game whatsoever. Force them out of the game, chuck them out of the game, and make them lose whatever premium tanks they bought during their time in the game. If they lose all their premium tanks, they're going to have to buy them back again if they want to go back into the game, which means more money for wargaming. So you've got a good incentive to get rid of these people. And of course, from our point of view, if you get rid of them, then it actually takes 2 trolls out of the game. It disincentivizes them to come back because they know that they will be banned again if they do it again. Maybe that will teach them a lesson that they've lost all those premium tanks. They've lost all the money involved with those premium tanks because they broke the rules. And if they misbehave again, it'll happen to them again. So yes, I think you really ought to remove these people from the game. They're on the EU server in the ACDC clan, and they are trolls. So please, Wargaming, remove them straight away as soon as possible so that they can't do this to other players. Thanks for watching.